Thank you. Proclamation opening the first session of the 8th National Assembly. Honorable Ministers and Honorable Members, today's sitting is being held following the issue of Proclamation number 50 of 2024 under the hand and seal of His Excellency Prithviraj Singh Rupan, GCSK, President of the Republic of Mauritius. I shall, in compliance with Standing Order 3 of the Standing Orders and Rules of the National Assembly, read out the proclamation. Proclamation number 50 of 2024. To proclaim the opening of the first session of the 8th National Assembly, Prithviraj Singh Rupan, President of the Republic of Mauritius, by His Excellency Mr. Prithviraj Singh Rupan, Grand Commander of the Order of the Star and Key of the Indian Ocean, President of the Republic of Mauritius. Whereas, by Section 56(1) of the Constitution of Mauritius, it is provided that the sessions of the National Assembly shall be held in such place and begin at such time as the President, by proclamation, may appoint. And whereas it is further enacted by Section 56(4) of the Constitution that a session of the National Assembly shall be appointed to commence within 30 days of the date prescribed for polling at any general election. Now, therefore, in the exercise of the powers vested in me as aforesaid, I do hereby proclaim that the first session of the 8th National Assembly shall begin on the 29th day of November 2024, and that the first sitting for the 8th National Assembly in its first session shall be held on the day aforesaid at 15:00 hours in the chamber of the Assembly in Port Louis, given at State House, Le Réduit, this 27th day of November 2024. Administration of oath of allegiance to or affirmation or declaration by members. Honorable members, Standing Order 4.1 of the Standing Orders and Rules of the National Assembly requires that an oath of allegiance to or affirmation or declaration shall be subscribed or made, as the case may be, prior to any member taking part in the proceedings of the Assembly, other than the proceedings necessary for the purpose of this order. I shall therefore proceed in the following order. Dr. the Honorable Prime Minister and Leader of the House will be called first, followed by the Deputy Prime Minister and Honorable Ministers in turn, in order of precedence, to come to the upper step to make and subscribe the oath of allegiance to or affirmation or declaration prescribed in Schedule 3 of the Constitution, and sign the roll of membership at the table prior to taking their respective seats. Thereafter, the Honorable Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Junior Ministers, in order of precedence, followed by Honorable Members in alphabetical order, shall be invited to come forward to make and subscribe the oath of allegiance prescribed in Schedule 3 of the Constitution and sign the roll of membership and to take their respective seats. As such, we'll start.
Dr. the Honorable Navin Chandra Ramgulam, GCSK FRCP.
I, Navin Chandra Ramgulam, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Paul Raymond Béranger, GCSK.
I, Paul Raymond Béranger, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Shakil Ahmed Yusuf Abdul Razak Mohammed,
I, Shakil Ahmed Yusuf Abdul Razak Mohammed, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Rajesh Anand Bhagwan,
I, Rajesh Anand Bhagwan, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Dr. the Honorable Alvin Bulel, GOSK,
I, Erwin Boulel, do solemnly affirm that I'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law, so help me God.
Honorable Govindranath Ganesh,
I, Govindranath Ganesh, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Anil Kumar Bechu, GOSK,
I, Anil Kumar Bechu, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Christian Harold Richard Duval,
I, Christian Harold Richard Duval, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Ashok Kumar Subron,
I, Ashok Kumar Subron, do declare that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Dr. the Honorable Mrs. Jyoti Jitan,
I, Jyoti Jitan, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Patrick Gervais Assevaden,
I, Patrick Gervais Assevaden, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law, so help me God.
Honorable Dhananjay Ramphal,
I, Dhananjay Ramphal, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Dharmarajan Nagalingam,
I, Dharmarajan Nagalingam, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Muhammad Reza Kassam Yutim.
I, Muhammad Reza Kassam Yutim, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law, so help me God.
Honorable Mohammed Usman Kassam Mohammed.
I, Mohammed Usman Kassam Mohammed, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law, so help me God.
Honorable Mrs. Marie Ariane Navarre-Marie.
I, Marie-Ariane Navarre-Marie, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law, so help me God.
Honorable John Michael Chun Sao Yun Sikian.
I, John Michael Chunsao Yang Sikuen, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Dr. the Honorable Kabiraj Sharma Suko.
I, Kavirat Sharma Sukon, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Syed Muhammad Adil Amir Mia.
I, Sayyid Muhammad Adil Amir Mia, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Dr. the Honorable Mahen Ganga Prasad, PDSM.
I, Mahanganga Barsad, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Dr. the Honorable Avinash Ram Tuhal.
I, Avinash Ramdol, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Lakshmana Pentia.
Yeah, please. I, Lakshmana Pentia, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Ranji Vuchit, OSK.
I, Ranji Vuchit, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Mahendra Gundia, OSK.
I, Mahendra Gondia, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Georges Pierre Lejonga.
I, Georges Pierre Lejonga, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Daneshwar Damri.
I, Daneshwar Damri, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Miss Joanna Marie Béranger.
I, Joanna Marie Béranger, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Gilles Fabrice David.
I, Gilles Fabrice David, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Mrs. Eileen Karen Lee Chin Fukyun Basha.
I, Eileen Karen Lichin Fukyun Basha, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Jean-Sidney Pierre.
I, Jean-Sidney Pierre, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Muhammad Fauzi Aliman.
I, Muhammad Fauzi Aliman, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Miss Anishta Baburam.
I, Anishta Baburam, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Ambirajan Nalsingan,
I, Ambirajan Nalsingan, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Kuvalayan Kugan Parapan,
I, Kualayan Kugan Parapan, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Mrs. Marie-Véronique Legovin,
I, Marie-Véronique Legovin, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to the law, so help me God.
Honorable Miss Marie-Geneviève Stéphanie Anctil,
I, Marie-Geneviève Stéphanie Anctil, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Gilbert Tony Apollon,
I, Gilbert Tony Apollon, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Dr. the Honorable Farhad Ismail Omir,
I, Farhad Ismail Omir, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Balkrishna Babaji,
I, Balakrishna Babaji, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Chetan Anand Babulal,
I, Chetan Anand Babulal, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Veda Singham Vasudevacharya Balumudi,
I, Veda Singham Vasudevacharya Balumudi, do solemnly affirm I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Raviraj Sinha Bichuk,
I, Raviraj Sinha Bichuk, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Nitish Sharma Bijan,
I, Nitish Sharma Bijan, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Louis Ludovic Michel Cazen,
I, Louis Ludovic Michel Cazen, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Miss Marie Roxana Colette,
I, Marie-Roxana Colette, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Miss Rubna Begum Doriao,
I, Rubna Begum Doriaou, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Adrien Charles Duval,
I, Adrien Charles Duval, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Jacques Edouard,
I, Jacques Edouard, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Rameshwar Etwaria,
I, Rameshwar Etwaria, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear the true allegiance to Mauritius according to law.
Honorable Jean-Francisco François,
I, Jean-Francisco François, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Mrs. Janet Henriette Manon,
I, Janet Henriette Manon, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Roshan Jaman,
I, Roshan Jaman, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Sridhar Jagannath,
I, Sridhar Jagannath, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Mohammed Ihsan Juman.
I, Mohammed Ihsan Juman, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Kushal Lubin.
I, Kushal Lubin, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Chitradat Singh Lakiram.
I, Chitradat Singh Lakiram, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Dr. the Honorable Sandeep Prayag.
I, Sandeep Prayag, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Jean-Patrice France Quirin.
I, Jean-Patrice France, be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Ashley Ramdas.
I, Ashley Ramdas, do solemnly affirm that I'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Chandra Prakash Kamkelawan.
I, Chandraprakash Ramkalawan, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Kaviraj Rukni.
I, Kaviraj Rukni, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Mohamed Reza Somtali.
I, Mohamed Reza Somtali, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Mrs. Marie-Annabelle Andelana Savabadi.
I, Marie-Annabelle Andelana Savabadi, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law, so help me God.
Honorable Manoj Siban.
I, Manoj Siban, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Doctors, the Honorable Miss Babita Tanu.
I, Babita Tanu, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Honorable Painive Venkatasamy.
I, Painive Venkatasamy, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. So help me God.
Election of the Speaker. Honourable members, in accordance with the provisions of Section 32 of the Constitution and of Standing Order 7 of the Standing Orders and Rules of the National Assembly, the Assembly will now proceed with the election of a Speaker. I will therefore invite two honourable members to move and to second the election of a member present in this Assembly or otherwise to be nominated to the office of Speaker and to take the chair of the Assembly as such.
Acting Clerk, in accordance with the provisions of Section 32 of the Constitution and Standing Order 7 of the Standing Orders and Rules of the National Assembly, I move that Mrs. Shirin Omirudi Zifra be elected Speaker of the House. Acting Clerk, Mrs. Shirin Omirudi Zifra is a barrister at law and was called to the bar in Mauritius in July 1974 and practiced law for about 26 years. During her professional career, she occupied several positions of responsibility. She was elected in constituency number 19, Stanley and Rosehill in 1976, and then in 1982, in 1983, and 1987. In 1982, she was appointed Attorney General and Minister for Women's Rights and Family Welfare. In 1987, she was elected Municipal Councillor and appointed Mayor Boba-Saint-Rosil. From 1992 to 1994, she was Ambassador of Mauritius to the Republic of France, Italy, Spain, and Portugal. In 2004, Mrs. Omirudi Zifra was appointed Ombudsperson for Children and remained in that position up to 2011. From 2012 to 2021, she was chairperson of the Public Bodies Appeal Tribunal, following which she resumed her profession of barrister at law. Mrs. Omirudi Zifra is known at the national, regional, and international levels as being deeply committed to the promotion of human rights. It is with pleasure that I move that Mrs. Omirudi Zifra be elected Speaker of this august Assembly.
Thank you, Acting Clerk. Il est de coutume que cette motion est aussi secondée par le leader de l'opposition. And I believe it is good for the proper functioning of this august Assembly. May I let it be recorded, Acting Clerk, that as leader of opposition, I also second this motion. And allow me to seize this opportunity to wish Madame Shirin Omirudi Zifra all the best. Thank you, Acting Clerk.
Is there any counter-proposal? There being no other counter-proposal, I declare Mrs. Shirin Omirudi Zifra elected to the chair of the Assembly as Speaker. I shall therefore invite Honourable Mrs. Shirin Omirudi Zifra to come to the upper step to make and subscribe the oath of allegiance to or affirmation or declaration in the first instance, and then to sign the roll of membership prior to taking the chair of the Assembly.
I, Shirin Omirudi Zifra, do solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Mauritius according to law. Right Honourable Prime Minister and Leader of the House, thank you. Honourable Deputy Prime Minister, Honourable Leader of the Opposition, Honourable Ministers, Honourable Junior Ministers, Honourable Members, thank you for your trust and confidence. First of all, Let me congratulate each and every one of you for your personal success, which has brought you to sit in the National Assembly in your various capacities. The future of our country is now in your hands, in whatever position you may occupy. I feel deeply honored to become Speaker at such a challenging time. I look forward to hearing some excellent speeches, statements, and debates on burning issues for the betterment of Mauritius and its citizens who are full of hope. I'm privileged to have been a member here at a time when the first Mauritian speaker was in the chair. Sir Harilal Vagji will be my role model, even if I must be humble and strive only to do my best. I will therefore listen to you with an open mind, but without fear or favor. I know that you will express yourselves with conviction and passion, and I will naturally promote the fundamental rights and freedoms guaranteed by Chapter 2 of our Constitution, in particular, the liberty of opinion and expression. I will do my best to abide by the standing orders and rules of the National Assembly, which of course will need to be reviewed so that we enlarge the rights of one and all. I would like to thank the acting clerk and the whole staff who have done their best to ensure that this first session of the 8th National Assembly takes place as smoothly as possible. I count on them to continue to uphold the high standards of our August Assembly. My motto is contained in 3 R's: rights, respect, responsibility. Let us together restore the dignity of this House. By so doing, let us also inspire the people who are watching us and thus promote a scrupulous democracy, not just in the National Assembly, but throughout the Republic of Mauritius. Thank you.
Election of the Deputy Speaker.
Madam Speaker, in accordance with the provisions of Section 32 of the Constitution and Standing Order 7 of the Standing Orders and Rules of the National Assembly, I move that Honorable Veda Singham Vasudevacharya Balumudi be elected Deputy Speaker of the House.
Is there any other proposal? There being no counter proposal, I declare Honorable Veda Singham Vasudevacharya Balamudi, I'm sorry, my friend, elected as Deputy Speaker of the Assembly.
Madam Speaker, I would like to extend my warm congratulations to you, on your election for this esteemed position, and you can rest assured that of my fruitful collaboration during your tenure of office. My heartfelt congratulations goes also to the Right Honourable Prime Minister, to the Honourable Deputy Prime Minister, and to all honourable members for placing their trust in me. I can assure all the members that I shall conduct the affairs of the House in all fairness and uphold the dignity of the House. I wish all the honourable members well, and thank you once again.
Election of the Deputy Chairperson of Committees.
Madam Speaker, in accordance with the provisions of Standing Order 7 of the Standing Orders and Rules of the National Assembly, I move that the Honorable Mohammed Eshan Juman be elected Deputy Chairperson of Committees.
Is there any other proposal? Okay. There being no counter proposal, I declare the Honourable Mohammed Eshan Juman as elected as Deputy Chairperson of Committees.
Madam Speaker, let me first congratulate you upon your election to this high office. I'm deeply honored to be elected by this August Assembly as Deputy Chairperson of Committees. I thank the Honourable Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, that I will be faithfully and diligently discharge the responsibilities conferred upon me to the best of my abilities. And thank you again, Madam Speaker. I wish all of us well. God bless.
Thank you.
Announcements.
I have a statement to make, Madam Speaker.
Yes, please.
Madam Speaker, as the House is aware, on the 3rd of October 2024, on the eve of the dissolution of Parliament, Mauritius and the United Kingdom issued a joint statement confirming that after 13 rounds of negotiations, the Prime Ministers of the two countries had reached a political agreement on the exercise of sovereignty over the Chagos archipelago. Since the progress made in and the contents of the negotiations between Mauritius and the United Kingdom during the past 2 years were unknown to the new government, I have had discussions with local officials and external legal advisors since my assumption of office regarding the status of the negotiations. The British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Sir Keir Starmer, sent his political envoy, Mr. Jonathan Powell, to meet with me on the 25th of November last, and he has briefed me on what has been proposed in the draft agreement. I wish to inform the House that I've asked for an independent review of the confidential draft agreement agreed so far. I will keep the House informed of the next steps in the negotiations after Cabinet will have had the opportunity to consider the outcome of the review exercise and any related discussions thereupon on with the local and external officials and advisors. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Yes. Minister, you may.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. With your permission, I would like to make a statement on the fire outbreak at Marshy Coast landfill, which occurred on the night of 5th November 2024. Following my swearing in as Minister of Environment, Solid Waste Management and Climate Change, I carried out a visit at the site on Saturday, 23rd November 2024, together with junior ministers and other MPs of the constituency, to take cognizance of the situation and to look into ways and means of scaling up the rate of extinguishing the fire. I was informed that immediately after the fire was done, firefighters from the Mauritius Fire Rescue Services were deployed on the site to combat the fire and are still there. The fire spread over an extent of around 42,300 meters square, owing to the dry nature of the waste and the prevailing windy weather. Every effort is being made to contain the fire. The advice of the experts from the Réunion fire authorities was sought, and they were agreeable on the methodology adopted by the Mauritius Fire Rescue Services, that is, breaking off the waste mass by means of excavators, cooling by application of water, and finally covering the extinguished waste with soil. A coordination committee chaired by the Solid Waste Management Division of my ministry, with representatives of the main stakeholders, such as the Mauritius Fire Rescue Services, Police, Special Mobile Force, the National Environment Laboratory, the local authorities, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, as well as the contractor and consultant, meets on a daily basis to coordinate the actions and interventions required to combat the fire. We have sought the collaboration of the private sector, NGOs, and the community at large. The fire has been subdued to around 50% as of today. With the current rate of progress, it is expected that the fire will be completely extinguished by mid-December 2024. The National Environmental Laboratory of my ministry is and will continue monitoring the air quality of the surrounding regions of the landfill on a daily basis. Test results show no toxic gases. Moreover, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has provided ambulances and extended its services to assist and intervene in any case of sickness or minor casualty on site and neighboring localities. I wish to place on record my appreciation for the valuable support of the firefighters, the private sector, NGOs, the various public authorities, the different units of my ministry, the police and the police de l'environnement, the special mobile force, health authorities, civil society, as well as my colleagues, the Minister of Local Government and the MPs of the constituency. Madam Speaker, I shall come up with a more comprehensive statement on the issue and the whole solid waste management system. Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Papers have been laid. Adjournment.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move for the adjournment of the House to Friday, the 6th of December 2024 at 3 p.m.
The question is that the House be adjourned to Friday, the 6th of December at, what time did you say, Honourable Prime Minister?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, I'm sorry. At 3 p.m. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The House stands adjourned.